Well, we get at least 1 or 2 days where it's not all that windy, and then here comes another round, and this round is a doozy. High wind warning, as I mentioned earlier, for the Snake River Plain. The windiest part of the day, late afternoon, early evening tomorrow. So if you're going to be traveling, you're wondering, should you maybe travel in the morning? Much better, or wait until Saturday. Yeah, because the winds will gust as high as 60 miles per hour. And that's enough to do some damage around here. We could have isolated power outages, and it's kind of dried out around here a little bit, so wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of blowing dust across I-15. We might have a road closure or two, so yeah, not the best of times to be traveling, at least later in the day. Good news, though, that's why you can wait. Saturday won't be nearly as windy, so we'll get a break from that wind. Unfortunately, the latter half of the weekend, the wind returns, and it will be a good 10 degrees cooler, so that means high temperatures as we finish off the weekend will be in the 60s, pretty close to where we typically are. Cold front. This is why it's going to be so windy by the time it gets a little closer and then sweeps across the state this time tomorrow. Very fast moving front. Whenever you see a cold front bend or curve like this, that means the upper level winds are really strong. So usually we get a ton of wind with a cold front like that, and sure enough, we're expecting that tomorrow. Windiest part of the day, probably right during the evening commute, or maybe you're headed out of town. That's when it's going to be. We'll see those high winds out there, gusts as high as 60 miles per hour in some spots. And outside of the Snake River Plain, we'll see wind gusts as high as 50. So 52 will be the low in Pocatello, a little warmer than it was last night by a good 10 degrees. Clear sky above. Will stay breezy overnight. The winds will be breezy a little bit for the next few hours, and then back off down to about a measly 5 mile per hour speed for a couple hours early tomorrow morning. And then the winds will start increasing as we get farther along into the morning. Same temperature, same low as Pocatello, 52. And, well, we're not quite as warm, Idaho Falls, as we were today, but we'll take that 70. With sustained wind speeds, sustained wind speeds 30 to 40. Gusts up to 60, so pretty amazing how strong the wind will be as this front just blows across the state. Same thing for Pocatello, we'll hit 70, we'll call it mostly sunny, sustained winds out of the west, 30 to 40 miles per hour. And we got wind all over the place up in the central mountains. It's going to be quite a bit cooler. Salmon tomorrow, only 64 for a high. Or today I should say, they hit 80, so we're dropping off about 15 degrees. Elsewhere on the map, we got 74 down in Salt Lake City. If you want the warmer weather and less wind, just go down to northern Utah, Salt Lake City. I think the only one on this map that'll be in the 80s, 82 for a high. Twin Falls, though, very windy there, and even windy over in Boise. Southeast Idaho Chevy dealers 7-day forecast looking ahead. There's that high wind warning for tomorrow, Saturday. We get to catch our breath. And then here comes another round of wind on Sunday. We're cooler. You see that high Monday? Wait a minute, we're going backwards. I know. There is a chance we could get some rain towards the latter part of next week. That would be Thursday. Rexburg, warmest day coming up will be tomorrow. We're 68 on Saturday, and then windy and cooler for your Sunday, even cooler on Monday. And you may need your umbrella towards the end of the work week. We got chances of rain Thursday in Blackfoot, a high only 54 degrees. So yeah, backwards we go. Teton area 7-day forecast. You even have wind in your forecast. There's a wind advisory for Driggs. Not quite as windy for Saturday, a partly sunny day on Sunday, and for the central mountains, wind advisory for you tomorrow. Wind gusts up to about 50 miles per hour. Then we're cooler for your Sunday. Chance of rain Monday, chance of rain Wednesday, and you might see a little better threat of some rain on Thursday with a high of only 54.